Now to some breaking news out of Washington, D.C. President Trump has apparently fired the Federal Reserve Board member Lisa Cook. The president making the announcement on Truth Social in the last few minutes, posting this letter that he apparently sent her, accusing her of mortgage fraud, which he cited in his letter.
I believe that occupancy fraud is wrong. I believe that when people sign a piece of paper and they go to a bank and they say that they represent to a bank that they're going to do something and then they do something different, I believe that that is bank fraud. I believe that that potentially is wire fraud. And I believe that that is, in the case of mortgages, often mortgage fraud.
So guys, Trump did something that no one thought he could or would ever do. He just fired a Federal Reserve Governor, Lisa Cook. So this is outrageous, totally unprecedented. And the reason why he fired her is because she committed mortgage fraud. We have the New York Attorney General. We have a senator from California. This is crazy. So before we get into this alleged fraud, let's check out this video. This actually came out a couple of days ago. And as you see, she got fired just today, actually. You'll be seeing this tomorrow. So let's check out this video real quick.
President Trump's attacks on the Fed escalating today with new calls for a Fed governor to step down. At the center of that demand, accusations that the woman you see here, Fed Governor Lisa Cook, committed mortgage fraud. Cook saying in a statement tonight that she learned about the allegations from the media and that she has no intention of being bullied into stepping down from her position. The president writing on Truth Social, quote, Cook must resign now. The Fed and DOJ declining our request for comment on the accusations. It is just the latest move from the administration in its campaign to basically remake the Fed as they try to get the central bank to lower interest rates. Cook was appointed by the Fed board by then President Biden in 2022. And just last month, Cook voted with a majority of her colleagues to keep interest rates steady.
Did she commit mortgage fraud or not? This is what really gets me irritated sometimes. So Trump put out this accusation. Now you think this news source to check out, did the person actually commit the crime? It can't just be, well, she was appointed by Biden and she is voting against, I guess, the interests of Trump. Did she commit mortgage fraud or not? That's the problem with a lot of what's going on here, especially with the mainstream media, some of the big time media. They want to kind of use Letitia James, just like Adam Schiff, just like maybe Lisa Cook here is. If they committed a fraud, they have to be held accountable for it. They can't just say, well, this guy's picking on me. Well, did you commit the crime or not? I may have some problem with some kind of prosecutor out there in my city, but if I go out and commit crimes, then that person is going to be likely to pick me up because I'm committing crimes. Anyone else, regardless if it's Democrats or Republicans, if they are committing mortgage fraud, they need to be held accountable for it. I doubt this news story is going to discuss any of that. It's just, well, Trump is going after people. But if you don't commit the crime, he can't really go after you.
Christine Romans is joining us now. So I think this kind of fits into this broader pattern, right, Christine, that we've seen from the president and his allies to target political rivals. And the turnover is happening a lot faster than we have seen in previous administrations. But with that, is there any validity to the accusations the president is making here when it comes to mortgage fraud?
Well, his housing chief, Bill Pulte, went on CNBC this morning and said that he told the anchors of CNBC that he had shown them her mortgage documents. He'd faxed or given them her mortgage documents, the same ones that he had sent on to Attorney General Pam Bondi for a criminal referral, he said, saying that she had misled on those documents about where her primary residence was so that she could get a more favorable mortgage rate. And he
sounds just like Letitia James and like Adam Schiff.
Said, under no circumstances should someone be helping determine mortgage rates who has not been 100% fair about their own mortgage documents. Here's a little bit of what he said.
I'll tell you this. Jay Powell, he has a chance to do the right thing by the law. I mean, this is just, this is common sense what he needs to do here.
So he's saying that he has referred this and that she should not have that job. That would then open up a new position for the president to appoint maybe somebody who sees more to eye with him on rates. And I should say, we do not have any proof that there was any wrongdoing here. Right. But you're right that this administration has gone after people on this particular subject before. And of course, critics of the president's stance on this would say, well, he has been convicted of fudging numbers related to real estate himself, so that there's a sort of a rich irony there.
So yes, you can say that's rich irony, but he is not the Fed governor. Should these news organizations dive into the information, the facts to show that, hey, this person did commit mortgage fraud? So they're in a bad spot. They committed a crime. And yes, you guys may be upset because you want that person to stick around and fight Trump and all that, but you need clean people. You need people that have not had a history of committing crime if you want to go after someone you think is committing a lot of crimes. Either the person did it or didn't do it. Pretty straight and down the line here. And that's why it's important for all of your elected officials when they're appointing people that they're appointing someone who isn't committing a crime. Mortgage fraud seems to be happening a whole lot. When you are able to save probably thousands of dollars a year on a loan, some of us will do whatever it takes to get that done, even though that's a really bad idea, especially if you are going into public service like Attorney General or a senator. And also, if you are a Fed governor and you have a powerful ability to alter the financial landscape, is it fair to have that ability and have issues with mortgage fraud? Like, you may be convicted of this. That's why it looks like he fired her. These comments are just great comments here. She signed the paperwork. The question should be, is there fraud? It's not targeting, it's a fraud. Like this is what we want. We want to know what exactly is happening. Did she or did she not sign the paperwork stating 2 primary residences? If she did, it's fraud, nothing to argue about. Absolutely, I agree 100% to that. So let's talk about Lisa Cook for a minute. She has a PhD, she's an economist. She taught at Michigan State. She served as an advisor on the Obama administration. Biden nominated her to the Fed's Board of Governors, making her the first black woman to ever hold the seat, and her term is locked in until 2038. So basically firing her mid-job is something basically unheard of. The Fed was built to be untouchable from day-to-day politics, but it looks like it's happening now. So let's talk about this mortgage fraud situation. So in 2021, she supposedly owned one house in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So she said, this is my primary residence. This is where I live. Then 14 days later, she tells a bank in Atlanta the same thing about a different house. So that's owner occupancy fraud. Banks give you better rates if it's your main home. But if you tell 2 banks, 2 different homes is your main home, you look like a scammer. You're playing musical chairs with interest rates. So who blew the whistle was Bill Pulte, a Trump appointee running Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the 2 government-backed mortgage monsters. He took these receipts to social media, blasted Cook for fraud, and then filed a referral to the Department of Justice. Trump saw that and basically said, say less, and then fired her immediately. No due process, no Fed vote, not even a dramatic PowerPoint presentation, just said, you're fired. Cook fired back immediately, saying that this is political. She got the documentation and she won't be bullying into quitting. Doesn't really matter because you got fired anyway. But this is where things could be a little interesting, especially if you're not a big fan of Trump. There was no charges have been filed, not yet. So right now, there's a lot of allegations. And obviously, we'll see what's going on now. Apparently, the market's kind of freaked out a little bit. We'll see how the market picks up later. So Cook right now, she says that she's innocent. Bill Pulte says that he has the receipts, and therefore the DOJ is going to have to jump in. But Trump did what he had to do and fired her anyway. So the first black woman to sit on the Fed's board has been fired by the Trump administration, accused of mortgage fraud from back in 2021. So we'll see what happens in this one. But what do you guys think about the situation? The most important thing is, did she commit mortgage fraud or not? Not what her political stance is or the issues she has with Trump. Because if you want to go after, if you even have this idea of going after people that you believe that are corrupt, you can't be corrupt too. You got to be clean if you're going to go after people that you think are corrupt or whatever this issue is. It looks like this situation is that she got caught, and the fact that she's the enemy of Trump, people are going to use that and they'll go back and forth. What blows my mind is how often mortgage fraud is happening. And the problem is, and because this type of fraud is common, a 2023 Philadelphia Fed study suggested over 20,000 loans involved people claiming multiple homes as their primary residence to get better terms. So this is happening across the country, and a lot of people are doing it. And it looks like a lot of powerful people are doing it. And it looks like if you're getting caught in the crosshairs of Trump, you're going to get yourself in some trouble. So again, if I was any of the other people, especially if I'm going out of my way to either go after Trump, and that's more, I think, for Adam Schiff and Attorney General Tisha James, they have been going back and forth with this situation because they had said publicly they're going after President Trump and at the same time committing mortgage fraud. Again, alleged. Let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.